Offshore wind projects in Australia are facing some serious headwinds. AGL Energy, leading a consortium, has just pulled the plug on its Gippsland Skies offshore wind project, surrendering its feasibility license. This marks the third such project to be abandoned in the Gippsland zone this year. But why? Let's dive in. The consortium, which includes Mainstream Renewable Power, Reventus Power, and Direct Infrastructure, along with AGL, cited the decision to halt feasibility studies for the proposed 2.5 gigawatts offshore wind project. Awarded a federal feasibility license in May 2024, the project aimed to contribute to Victoria's ambitious offshore wind targets, including at least 2 gigawatts by 2032. The initial plans included multiple phases, with the first phase expected to be operational by 2032. This isn't an isolated incident. Bluefloat Energy shelved its Gippsland Dawn floating offshore wind proposal in July, citing commercial unviability. Then, in October, RWE ceased development of its 2 gigawatts Kent project, blaming cost pressures and regulatory uncertainties. And in September, the Origin Energy and Renewable Energy Systems, RES, joint venture, put a hold on its 1.5 gigawatts Navigator offshore wind farm. So, what's driving these decisions? According to media reports, AGL and its partners have decided to shift their capital towards projects with more immediate returns, such as grid-scale battery investments and other onshore renewable projects. But here's where it gets controversial. In 2022, the Australian government designated Gippsland as its first offshore wind zone, with the potential to generate a whopping 25 gigawatts of renewable energy. 12 projects were awarded feasibility licenses last year. However, the Victorian government postponed its first offshore wind auction, originally slated for September, citing setbacks in feasibility license approvals, rejection of the Port of Hastings initial referral, and global uncertainties. And this is the part most people miss. The situation raises questions about the long-term viability and the current investment climate for offshore wind projects in Australia. Is this a temporary setback, or a sign of deeper challenges? What role do regulatory hurdles and global economic factors play in these decisions? What are the implications for Australia's renewable energy goals? What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments below.